Yo, what is up, friends? Hope you're having an amazing day. It is a beautiful, super rainy day in Southern Ontario, and I am in the 2023 Tesla Model Y. We're heading to my buddy Jeff Sylvah's house. He has my 5x8 trailer there, and I am hoping to give you some answers on if a trailer is right for a Tesla. I haven't found very many videos on YouTube about it, so yeah, let's dive into it. Woo-wee! Sweet. So as we were making our way, I'm just gonna tell you the reason why I got a trailer with the Tesla. Reason number one, I was doing a lot of gigs where I had to haul a lot of stuff, and I was renting from U-Haul, and U-Haul is a ripoff. I had, I think, like 4 gigs in a month, and when I rented, either it was like a Sprinter van or it was like, it was a very big cargo van. It was costing me like $275 for a 1-day rental. So my mind just kind of like exploded. I'm like, what? This is such a ripoff. And I was trying to think of another idea, and my in-laws are the best and they're amazing. And I was like, man, if I were to get a trailer, could I store it at your place? They were like 100%. So it was really, really cool that they gave the green light there. And if you were to even just do the math on it, it's like 275 times 4 times just in 1 month. That's paying for like 1/3 of the trailer already. And I got my trailer for $3,000. I got it for, I feel like I got it for a steal. It's a brand new 2024. So we're gonna go and check it out. Not like looking too much into it, but yeah, at least you can just see the shell. It's a 5x8, nothing special, but it's got a roof rack on it too, which is great. So that is the main reason that I got a trailer with this. So what is the experience like driving a Tesla with a trailer? It's amazing and it's unmatched in my opinion, but I'm saying this because I haven't consistently driven with the trailer with any other vehicle. My previous vehicle to this, I had a diesel Passat. That car was awesome. And definitely the range and the fuel on it, it was insane. It's like it had 2 gas tanks. It just did not want to drain. It was epic. When it comes to the Tesla, there is so much power and torque in this vehicle that when I did one of my bigger jobs, I honestly maxed out my trailer and it had probably like 3,000 to 4,000 pounds loaded in it. Like, no joke. It was like maxed out, and I was kind of nervous because I'm looking at all this gear. There's like an inch spacing between the walls, and when we closed the door, it was pretty epic. And then we also had a bunch of like truss towers mounted on the roof rack, and the Tesla was a beast. There was no bogging, no stalling. When you push the gas, it goes. And that confidence of being able to pull something that has a lot of weight in it, especially just its power, it just gives you so much confidence. And that's the one thing that I really love about the Tesla. It gives you confidence, and alone the Tesla is such an easy vehicle to drive. With it being such an easy vehicle to drive, there are a couple things you need to keep in mind that aren't available when you're in called trailer mode. It's just telling you that the trailer's connected, and if it happens to have a loose connection, it would let you know that, and it will just give you any information that you would need to know. The thing that it doesn't offer you is Autopilot, but you don't need it. Autopilot is sick. It's an amazing feature that is available on pretty much all Tesla models. You're obviously familiar with Autopilot if you've heard Tesla. It's one of the biggest topics, but just to explain to you kind of how Autopilot works, I'm driving, right? I flick the shift down once, bam, I'm in Autopilot, I'm engaged. The car will follow in between the lines. If I have a destination in the GPS, it will make the appropriate lane changes and go where we need to go until we arrive at our destination. This feature is not available in trailer mode, and it makes sense due to safety, due to the weight of what you're hauling, dependent on the type of trailer that you have. There's so many variables, and yeah, just so Tesla doesn't get sued and people don't become idiots, I think it's a smart move. But if it's possible in the future, hopefully the camera systems, and you punch in a little bit of calculations in there with AI saying I have a 5x8 trailer, it will then map out what a 5x8 trailer shape would look like behind the trailer, behind the Tesla, sorry. From there, who knows? Maybe it might become available. Like, anyways, my experience driving with a trailer has been awesome. I've had a couple long hauls, like 3-hour drives. Those ones weren't as pleasant because when you are doing highway driving, I'm doing back road driving, and I will probably most likely do back road driving with the trailer as well when we go to pick it up. But this is a CJ theory. Once again, driving with an empty trailer or driving with a trailer that is full and maxed out, obviously the weight is going to play a factor in the battery's efficiency. I know that. But it's not a crazy amount of difference driving empty versus driving full. And the reason I say that is specifically on highways. When you're driving on the highway, whether the trailer is full or empty, there's going to be a lot of drag. And what I mean by drag is the car is cutting through the wind, the trailer is attached to it, but the trailer is catching all the wind and it's almost holding the Tesla back from blasting off. I like to use the analogy like a trailer on a Tesla is like having a parachute attached to the back of it. Consistent resistance. Doesn't matter if it's full or empty, it's always going to have that struggle. No, it's not struggling, but it's gonna have that battle to fight. And at fast highway driving, that's where I've seen the trailer become a battery crusher for the Tesla. If you're getting 400 kilometers out of your Tesla Model Y and you're driving with a trailer, like you're charging at 200 kilometers. Like, and it's not terrible, it's not bad, but wouldn't want to use this if you were a contractor daily driving with a trailer attached to it. You can do it, but you'll just find yourself going to chargers very often. Me, I have charging anxiety, so anytime the battery percentage gets even to 30%, that's when I'm like, okay, I need to find a charger ASAP. I don't want it to go any lower than that. Before, when I had that diesel or gas-powered vehicle, I would ride that on E and just have it bounce right on it, and I wouldn't have any stress. But for some reason, it just when I've heard horror stories and don't ever want to experience that. So I would say, honestly, from me owning a trailer for at least the past 6 months, it has been such an amazing addition to have to your vehicle, whether it's a Tesla or not. A trailer is such a useful asset as long as you have a place to store it. It allows you to have the comfort of moving things. The only difficult part about it is reversing. It's definitely a pretty significant learning curve, having the reverse steering, because everything is backwards, as weird as that sounds. But the nice thing about reversing with the Tesla is it has like a multi-camera reverse screen. So you have like your standard straight on look, but then you also have your side cameras, which do like a 45-degree angle from either side. And that has been extremely helpful for me while reversing, because you can see the trailer in the back and you can really see the wheels of the trailer sticking out, and you can easily straighten yourself out whichever direction you need to go. And just the power of the vehicle, it just doesn't slip. It's so heavy, it holds to the ground, and if you tell it to go, it's gonna go and it will follow. Yeah, it's a dope addition. I love it. All right, so now I'm gonna show you what it looks like reversing and how it can be super helpful. So this is not that helpful because you can't see anything behind except for the trailer itself. But having your left and right, I'm able to check where the tires are. Also use my mirrors, as well as stick my head out if I need to. But it's super convenient for reversing because you can see the tires go from left to right as I use my mirrors as well, and kind of get a good gauge. So if I'm cranking it too much this way, you can see it's really showing on this side. So I'm going to crank the wheel the other way to balance it out. And this is going to allow me to get a nice smooth backup. And this has been really, really helpful for me. I'm gonna go right to the garage doors there, bud. Right to the doors, and I think the door is this way, so I'm gonna crank it this way a little more. And my depth perception is still not perfect, but I'm gonna stop it there. All right, so we've arrived. I'm gonna introduce you to my homie Jeff Sylvah. He's a wicked craftsman with the wood. There we go. Sylvah Woodcraft. So I don't know if you thought the Tesla with the trailer was impressive, but check out what we're delivering and what he's made. There's the legend, Jeff Sylvah. What do we got in here?
Print room, fully customizable, balance boards, cornhole boards.
Bastra. Ooh, you got the Primo, eh? Wow.
Want to do like a...
So this is the dude, Jeff Sylvah. He's got an amazing what is it? It's a custom wine cellar cabinet.
Yeah, I got a custom wine cellar going into a client in Burlington. So hopefully it's gonna hold 600 bottles of wine.
And I'm gonna help him deliver it so I can become friends with his client so we can drink some wine. But
There you go.
Check this thing
hopefully
out.
we get the invite.
Yeah, check it out. All right, so the trailer is maxed out. Check it out. Boom, looking pretty good. Not too bad for a little guy, eh?
7.5 feet, packed to the rim.
Let's go. All right, sweet. So now we're gonna bring the last little bit into the Tessie. Misciano completo. And we are off. Trailer is maxed out, feeling great. Got a little cargo package in here too. Yeah, Jeff and his work is amazing. He's got some serious skills. So I'm excited I get to be a part of this, and I'm stoked I get to help him out. And I'm stoked to get to finally shoot this episode. So the trailer's attached, it feels great. I love driving with a trailer that has a load in it because it just sits on the ground. Trailers that are empty, they're easy to drive with, but they bounce and they just make a lot of noise because it's empty and they can just hop up and bounce around depending on what your speed's like, crossing over speed humps or railroad tracks. Yeah, it can get you, But yeah, it feels super stable, and like, I value the stuff he has in the trailer, but stepping on the gas, it is just going, it's going. Like, it doesn't bog, it's just the responsiveness is like that, and you don't feel it, which is freaking awesome. It's so great. So right now, we are at 82%, and it says we're gonna be arriving at 76%, all right? So 82% battery, it says we're gonna be arriving at 76. Let's see how accurate it is. And yeah, stay tuned. Oh, and this is another huge benefit of driving a trailer with a Tesla. So Teslas have this feature that's called regenerative braking. And if you're not familiar with it, regenerative braking allows you to take your foot off of the gas pedal. So when you're accelerating, when you decelerate and your foot gets off, you don't actually have to use your brake. the car instantly starts slowing down and uses and don't quote me on this because I'm not entirely too sure the facts, but it uses the motors in the wheels to slow the car down and also puts power back into the battery. And this feature is so nice when you have a trailer attached to it because you don't have to slam the brakes. I know brakes can be touchy and dependent on like a truck and your load, driving it and then taking your foot off the gas and then pushing the brake and then you're feeling like the weight of the trailer push up against you. That doesn't happen here. Like I'm taking my foot off the gas and it's just gradually slowing down so smooth. That's another huge benefit of the Tesla with trailer drive. And my trip, I'm just pretty much gonna be traveling between 60 and 70 kilometers an hour. I'm taking all the back roads, taking the scenic route because I like the scenic route more. And highway driving, like I mentioned before, is just a battery crusher just because of the drag and all that fun stuff. Truthfully, it just does not feel like you're driving with a trailer at all. It's amazing. And that's like another reason why I really enjoy this combination. And it just levels up your Tesla too. And here's another like massive kind of upsell if you're considering on getting a trailer with your Tesla. A lot of people don't haul with their Teslas. I haven't seen very many. I'm honestly one of the first people I feel like in my area that I've seen a Tesla with a trailer, and I gotta be honest, man, it turns heads. So if you own a business or if you wanna do some like branding or something like that, and you do have a Tesla, sure, you can throw badges on your Teslas, but there's so many on the road that it might get like overlooked. It's not like a Cybertruck where like all eyes are on it because there's so much hype. But towing a trailer with a Tesla, it turns heads. Like people are just like, what? An EV with a trailer? What? Then I've had people at red lights button down their windows and ask me questions about the efficiency and just complimenting on the way that it looks because mine is just kind of blacked out. I don't have any branding on mine, unfortunately, because I still don't know what I'm doing with my life. But when that time comes, I am definitely going to be putting some branding on it and hopefully getting some good referrals because people remember that look. People like it's one of those little unicorns. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a little unicorn. It's like, what? EV and trailer? That's a unicorn. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents on another benefit of having a trailer with a Tesla. All right, we have just arrived at the house and the location. So let's unload this beast. And the verdict is, car is at 68%. So depending on whatever length that was for the travel, that's kind of what it was. So giving you kind of like a real practical example of the estimated percentage that the Tesla says versus what a trailer hauls. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that explains some of the pros and cons with the Tesla and trailer, but I give it thumbs up. One love. Have an amazing day. Peace.